Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the EERC Formula E Championship Season 5, Round 5, and we're here at Punta Del Este in Uruguay as well. It's a fantastic circuit. It's a challenging circuit as well, and many drivers already in the practice session that we've just seen as well have ended up either on their side or completely flipped upside down as well. But if Will Smith can manage it, we can too. I'm Joshua Burge. Edward Hunter's not with us this evening as well, so debutising in his place is the one, the only Tom Dillon. Good evening, Tom. How are you?
Hello, Josh. I'm great and looking forward to another Formula E race. It has been, I think, 6 months now since I last did a Formula E race with the ERC, so I'm very excited to see how we get on. Just waiting for qualifying to get underway, and I'll actually pull up the qualifying groups as we see who this is. Hamilton, actually, in Group 1. Joshua Hamilton. Of course, all of the top drivers in the championship have cold, rubbish track to get started with.
Yeah, they all get 6 minutes to go out as well, and already we've got Chris in the chat as well from Loza saying, Josh, a quick question, but very important question, are cat girls furries, or Tom, whichever, as well? So already I think Chris is losing his marbles. Tobias has said hi, Tom, as well. So yeah, nice to have you back, mate, and hopefully as well, we did a commentary together at Formula 1 testing all so many weeks ago now, but it's fun to be back here for Formula E, and it's nice to be again seeing this Punta Del Este circuit. As we see, this is the cars out in Group 1. I don't know if you've got the list in front of you. I've got it, but I just want to give you all the time you need, Tom, to go forward.
Yes, so it's Michael Colt from Dan Putt, Garrett Gibson, Joshua Hamilton, Milan Rashovic and Pascal Eggert, the 6 drivers out in Group 1. We're currently looking at Joshua Hamilton in the number 16 car, heading through one of the tight chicanes. This is one of the things with Formula E circuits. They do quite like to tighten up through chicanes and things. You think you can send one down the inside, and then next thing you know, you're in the wall. But Hamilton's going to start his first flying lap.
Yep,
we'll see what he can do.
Here is Joshua Hamilton leading the championship, of course, on 145 points as well. A fantastic margin across the first couple of races in Berlin, Rome, Diriyah, and then last time out at Marrakesh. Reminder, we've still got the opportunity to drop your worst result as well. So this is going to be for drivers who miss certain races as well, or have a really appalling race weekend, as Hamilton taps the barrier down at the exit of turn 5 and 6 as well, but it's sending a good first sector at 18.674 already as you blast against the barriers as well. And this, of course, Tom, one of the original circuits back from season 1 as he's sliding around, and you get a mistake there, you'll end up like Piquet did, and Hamilton nearly did the same thing.
Yes, and well, I have to say I haven't actually done a lot around this Uruguay circuit. It's my first time properly having a probably having a look at it. But so far, as Hamilton, that's a huge slide through the final hairpin. I think that might just about take him away from pole position there. As he crosses the line, it's second place, and 300ths of a second. It was probably that slide that's cost him pole position there. And
that is insane.
I think he'll be very disappointed.
Insane indeed as well. So it's Hut on top, 1:10.322. Hamilton as well. Rakovic is in third place as well, 6 tenths off the pace. Pascal Egget put down in P4 as well. Gibson is 5 seconds off, so he hasn't actually set a lap time comparative just yet as well. Hunt actually, Dan Hunt. I said Hunt, didn't I? Dan Hutt is 27.051 in that second sector as well. I'll easily remember it though, because I'll just think of Pizza Hut, so we'll get there quite clearly. Here he is now on board as well. Looking fantastic so far. First sector, 2 tenths down, up 2.5 tenths in sector 2, and he's up by a couple of thousandths in the third and final sector. He goes top on a 1:10.167 as well. And here's Garrett Gibson flying around. Personal best sector 1 and 2. But it's this last corner, Tom, that everybody's having the oversteer problems with the regen power.
And yes, the Formula E cars are very slidey on the rear. They're quite disconnected. They're very unstable cars, really. Especially around some of these tight street circuits. Sometimes just getting the turn in can be a little bit of a problem. It will either not turn in or it will turn in way too much and you'll get oversteer. They're really difficult cars to drive, but Dan Hutt seems to be quite on top of his Formula E car right now. He's a driver I actually have been watching all year in GPVWC. He's been racing in their lowest category. Well, since he was in there, he has been doing quite well for himself. He's had a couple of points finishes, and in such a tight championship, he's really showing himself as quite a good driver indeed, and it's good to see he can do that in Formula E as well.
Absolutely, indeed, and he's looking quite good in that first sector and second sector as well. He's nicely cutting through the chicane and turns 12 and 13 as well. Chris as well is in the chat saying that I have consumed not inconsiderable amounts of alcohol, he says, and he's still banging on that we haven't actually asked the question because he's been having this debate for an hour. I would say probably yes. I don't know much about that topic, but I'll let you and Ed discuss that later on as they come through. Garrett Gibson then to the line, does a 1:14.862. He's still 4 seconds off the pace, but he's still got another 2 minutes or so before the next group goes out for quali, so he's got the last lap, I reckon, now to make something, as it looked like Hutt was just brazing against the wall there.
I love how you say you'll have to speak to Ed on that one, like Ed's a particular expert on the subject.
Well, I presume he is. I have to think about it. I'll defer back to Ed everywhere. Big lock off for Hutt as well coming into turn 9.
And yes, this really isn't the lap for Dan Hutt. I'm surprised he's backed out of it already, and he actually has. Yeah. He goes into the pits in the end. And I think, I'm looking through the order, I think that is it for Group 1, because no one else is going back out. So Joshua Hamilton actually tries to set a lap time and just, again, misses out on pole position by 1/10 of a second in the end. So that is, I believe, the end of the Group 1. And well, it's going to be Sonneveld, Homewood, Konen, Steffel, Ruzitsky and Gashi in Group 2. And theoretically, of course, with the real road system in R-Factor 2, they should be setting faster lap times than the first group. However, Dan Hutt seems to be very on top of his car, and I'd be very surprised if he was beaten in the end.
Yeah, he's got a nearly 2/10 advantage to Hamilton as well as his next best car out there, so he's got a great opportunity. Group 2 is go. I think, the cars are out on the track now, as you say, as well. Sonneveld is heading out there, the number 11 machine as well, as Gilles Sonneveld as well, who is currently not as far up in the championship as we would expect. He's down in, if I get my maths right here, he's down in 4th position in the championship on a total of 115 points. He's a couple behind Pascal Egget as well, going backwards. And of course, got to mention this because Ed did mention it earlier on in our Discord chat, and I have got to mention it before he shouts at me later on. He says, be sure to mention that Rakovic got a penalty post-race in Marrakesh, and that has dropped him behind Pascal, so he lost lost third place to him as a result. So Pascal was on the podium last time on in Marrakesh, and Rakovic dropped off it as well. And it was all coming through. So Eggert's very happy that he is back on for the podium for that race a couple of weeks back. So that was the penalty as they come through. Here is Michael Steffel now. Just challenging around. First sector, he's a 10th down is at the moment, but sector 2 coming up shortly while you cross your fingers and tense your muscles as well down below in your cockpit seat, because that part of the track is absolutely terrifying. You get it wrong there, you'll end up upside down. As Tobias as well, he was upside down in the practice session not 15 minutes ago.
You tend to find with some of these mod tracks that actually they've got a lot of nasties and gremlins like that, where you can find yourself on your halo. Well, glad that there is a halo nowadays. Steffel managed to go third in the end. Of course, these Formula...
Go back one. There was a pile up there. Sonneveld was in the pits, and there was something going on. Well, I'll double check to see who it was, because I can rewind on the YouTube stream. But who was that? It was a big accident. It brought out a yellow flag in the third sector, so we'll wait for news who caused the contact there. And it was Sonneveld. Indeed, it was. Who was involved. So Gilles Sonneveld had his lap time cancelled, and it looked like one of the Virgin cars involved. So look further back as well. Who's gone back into the pit lane? Who isn't supposed to be there? Is it Caparola? I think it is. Who caused that? So Sonneveld as well in trouble.
Here is someone, Gashi, on a purple first sector. Look at the amount of input he's having to put into the steering wheel, heading through one of the faster corners, then a flick left, flick right, and it's only green in the second sector. So currently not on course for pole position is Gashi, heading through the next chicane. There's a lot of chicanes on this circuit. Actually, he's pretty clean through there. It's all about what he could do through this final corner. He's not in the same postcode as the Apex though, and I think that might quell his chances at a pole position here. It's going to be 5th in the end, so not a great third sector for Gashi.
Keeps him through to super pole, but not at the moment in a position to take pole position. That's a very long time off, and he's just on the cusp there. Pascal Egger there drops to 6th position. That's not great news. Homewood going to try and improve up there as well. Steffel's jumped to 3rd though. That's a good improvement. Gets himself right in the middle of the super pole. Homewood now goes 6th, so that's Pascal Egger's day done for super pole. He'll have to start 7th or backwards as well.
Dear.
That was a weird one under braking for regen for Rosinski.
That's just... Naturally, these cars, and I'm not too sure what setups these drivers are running, but naturally these cars have a very rearward brake bias in default, so perhaps that's just caught out Rosinski there. Homewood, still purple in the first sector. Let's see what we can do in the second sector. All about bravery through here. You can just see the rear end just slightly getting away from him. Of course, they are on road tyres here, so they don't have all the grip that you'd have on a nice set of racing slicks, and they're very difficult to get up to temperature as well. It sometimes takes a couple of laps. Yellow in the second sector, and look at how close he is to the barriers there.
Really? Yeah.
You have to have a set of balls on you to race around this circuit.
Nick Homewood definitely does, as he comes round now. Yellow now in the first sector as well, as he's into the last couple of corners. The brake discs matching the colour scheme of the car as he accelerates towards the line as well. Is it top? It's 4th! So gets himself safely through for Super Pole and immediately backs out to the pit lane as Group 3 about to go out. As Caparola, who was involved with that incident with Sonneveld, does 11th fastest time, 1:18.607. And literally misses out the first sector altogether, it seems.
So, Sonneveld actually one of the drivers unable to set a lap in that session. So he'll be starting at the back of the grid, you'd imagine. Let's have a look at who is in in Group 3. It is Capriola, Jones, Diego, Stefan G, Tobias Blumschein, Stan Valestra, and Joop Laarhoven. Well, Tobias Blumschein is a driver who almost won in Marrakesh.
So close.
So close, and he was hit so harshly with post-race penalties, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. And the only good thing was actually that last time out in the Endurance Championship at the 6 hours of Interlagos just last Saturday. He took victory in LMP2 with his team as well. So Tobias has had some good luck after a couple of months of misery, and hopefully he's looking to bounce back with a good race here for Formula E. But as you say, he's definitely one to watch after what happened in Marrakesh, and this circuit here as well. It's not like Marrakesh, where Marrakesh flowing with a few stop-start corners. Punta Del Este flat out, followed by, if you go for a chicane, it better be single file, otherwise you'll be launched like an Apollo 11 astronaut. As you can see, when you look at the tyre marks at the exit of that chicane as well, that's going to be something interesting on the opening lap of the race later.
Well, I don't think anyone's excited for the opening lap of this race. Jonathan Jones has managed to avoid the crush, and he's just going to go out a little bit off schedule, I suppose, for Group 3, which could actually play against him when it comes to all the warm-up and these. You have to do a couple of laps to get these cars up to temperature, don't you? It's not just a straight go for gold. You have to have a couple of warm-up laps. So maybe this is going to harm Jonathan Jones. And I do apologise, I'm having a couple of issues with my parsec, so it's difficult to change camera here. And,
no worries.
First person on a lap, Steffel, and he's purple in Sector 1 already.
Oh, he's up by a 10th as well. And that's surprising from the 88 squad there as well. Didn't do well last time out in Marrakesh, so but slowly came back up in the race. Qualifying was a disaster, but look at this. We've missed it. Steffel and Hut's times as well. Just 4 hundredths of a second separating them as well at the moment. So 0.040. Really good time there for the 27 squad as we're on board with Valestra now. Second sector time coming up. He's drifting it through the chicane. Touched the rear, I think. He is down by 2/10, I believe. Surely that can't be right. Oh, he's got held up by traffic now.
Oh no, and there's a lock-up.
Lap's gone.
Yeah, there's so fine margins on a street circuit. And really rallying it around. He's driving more like Colin McRae than Sam Bird here. Though Sam Bird is no stranger to the barriers, and well, it's only going to be 7th for Stan Valestra, which, to be fair, isn't a bad performance from him. You'd expect him to be wanting more.
Yeah, the cars are
Sector 1.
Hopefully he can get another lap out of it, but he's got traffic in front of him as well. I can't quite tell who that is actually from this camera angle as well. It's I can't quite tell actually. Looking on the map now as well, I can tell you it's La Hoven. Oh, hang on a minute. Saying that.
Oh, Tobias into the wall.
That's what I was just going to notice, because the camera was yellow in that part of the track, and he's got damage as well to the tyre. So Tobias in real stride, suspension damaged as well. Look at that, look at the car's crabbing. He's got to return to the pits.
You think so? Or it's purple, it's extra one.
What?
Could this be the most unlikely pole lap from Tobias Blumschein? He's not backed out of the lap. He's got suspension damage and he's still going for it. Surely that's over now.
Well, he defied reality and went through the barriers as well. He's had to go to the pits because all 4 corners of the car was completely smashed up. It looked worse than a Vindaloo the night after. This is ridiculous as they come through. And I tell you what though, Tom, Chris is caught up there because he's just put in the YouTube chat, you have to be alert on a street circuit.
And yes, I can tell Chris has drank a fair bit of alcohol this evening. He's DMing me on Discord as well, and incoherently. I guess it's Jonathan Jones. He's green in Sector 2, so he's improving on his lap. He's 1 second off of pole position right now. Well, he's pretty clean through here. Just the car looks so cumbersome, and that's what frustrates me about these Formula E cars. Is through the final corner, it was a little bit treacherous through there, just not quite able to get the rotation in, and it's going to be for Jonathan Jones, just on the cusp of Super Bowl here.
Oh, and
he won't be going out again, we can say that much.
Yeah, Homewood's in trouble now as well, down in 6th position. Yet to be told whether it's 5 or 6 cars going through to Super Bowl. We understand it's 6, but it all depends about how many turn up to the event. So right now we've got 26 cars out on the circuit, which means 6 cars will go through, if I read the rules correctly, to Super Bowl. But if there's only 20, then 5 go through. It fluctuates per weekend as to how many entrants turn up to each event. And here's Peter Schumann as well, down in 20th at the moment, getting ready for the final group of qualifying as they all come through.
I'll call the final group as I have for the others. There's actually one more in this group. There's 7, I believe. There's Jack Gianmana, Bram Kubers, Norbert Precker, Peter Schoenemann, Errol Preffett, James Smagazel, and Bence Horvath. And you'll have to forgive me, the names on this grid are unbelievably difficult to pronounce.
They are, yes. Doesn't make the commentator's job easy as well.
No,
but,
not at all.
How creepy ears, I would put that as. I would put that down there as it comes through. But for Jack Gianmana as well, I'm under strict orders from Ed to bully him every 5 seconds as well. Our colleague down at the Formula E zone as well, who's come to race here. So there's Jack Gianmana. Hello, Jack. I know you're listening right now. As out they go on the circuit then as well. And I wonder if Jack can actually make it to a qualifying time anywhere near as going forward. I have to say that, yeah.
The debut for Bence Horvath as well, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I would tip him for a podium finish here.
I thought you said something else then. I had to readjust for a second. I thought you might dipped out, and I thought you said something else.
And yes, so I would tip him for a podium position here. He's a very, very good driver indeed, Bence Horvath, and one of Iris's sort of mainstays.
There you go.
Must be reserving in today.
I think he is actually, yes, because we've got a few who can't turn up. But I do agree with you. I think Bence Horvath as well, who we've seen in other categories, I think, racing here at the EERC as well. A very quick driver, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do in the final part of this qualifying session. You can see 1:10.167 is the time to beat as well by Dan Hutz. Steffel as well, just a couple of hundredths behind him as well. Hamilton's a 10th, but Schubert's in the wall. And continuing his expedition of deserts.
And he's
after, yeah, there we go. He did that back in Marrakesh, went into the wall so hard he vanished through it as well, and we called him Indiana Jones, and I think we're going to have to do it again. Not great news down there then, here in Uruguay, and I think I'll have to go back to the pit lane. What do you think there?
Yes, I think it'd only be sensible to go back to the pit lane. Are they allowed to escape back to the pit lane in this league? I'm not too sure what the regulations are around that.
I've seen a couple of them do it, and I think Homewood did it as well. So if Homewood does it, I presume we're all right. Because he did it after turn 1 as well, unless he too is trying to get a quick one back to the pit lane. Maybe he needs a cup of tea, I don't know. British and all. Which reminds me as well, how was your dinner? Was it good? Your tea?
It was nice. Yes, well, this is the thing I noticed when I said that I was going for tea before the race. That's a distinctly British phrase. I didn't realise that no one else refers to their dinner as having tea. So it's always quite funny to see Europeans, when you say I'm going for tea, they think, oh, typical British people, we're always drinking tea. But no, I'm actually having dinner.
Maybe that's why they think we're always drinking tea, because we say we're going to have tea now. And we mean we're going to have a meal. And they think we're having a drink. It's a bit weird, isn't it? We are weird, the British, I must admit. Anyway, on board with Peter Schubert now as well. He's got it round the hairpin this time as well. And
he's still got that suspension damage.
He does. He has not pitted.
He's going along nicely.
Yeah, has not pitted yet, has he? He's still keeping it going, which is reliably good to see. But ironically enough, he did choose the number 69, by the way, for that very reason. So he's a devil as they come through. Is he going to make the hairpin? Yeah, he's gone through the chicane. To save it though. Precker is gone 21st. He's 9 seconds off as the times start to come in. Jack Gianmana 19th as well, 7 seconds off the pace. I can hear Ed screaming in the background. As well as Schumer comes into the last corner. Sector 1 is 8/10 down. Sector 2 is a second down. Big kick of oversteer as well at the exit. Cross the line, and your lucky number is 14. Across the line as well, a 1:13.229, not bad there either. Sonnevel's going to start right at the back, which means we're going to have a fight back from him later on in this race.
Schoenemann there actually did quite well to get up to 14th whilst having damage.
Yes.
And I think that's very fair play to him. He's still trying to improve, and we'll see if he can go and do that. So I apologise, I just clicked off someone who's not actually in the current group, as here is Bram Kupius.
Oh, he touched the wall!
My
word!
It's going to be too great of a concern for him.
Saved it nicely.
With the skyline to his left. Going to loop back round here. Start heading back down. Let's see what he could do through the chicane.
First sector is 2 tenths down. Second sector coming up shortly as well. He's nice with the chicane. Now to the really tricky part as you flash by 12 and 13. Don't hit the wall. Breathe in. Oh, so quick. And he's down in by 400. Has someone lost a wheel? Who's lost?
Yes, I just saw a wheel bouncing down the track there. And
so
our factor 2 not having the wheel tethers mandated in the real world. Again, no one's quite hitting that apex heading through the final corner, and it's clearly losing them a lot of time. Coopers is only going to be able to go 12th, though not nearly in Super Pole.
Behind Diego as well, who's done a I'm trying to find the time now because it's disappeared off my monitor. 1:11.534.
I suppose it.
7th. Sorry to cut across you there, Tom. Horvath's gone 7th, so he's the one who's got closest to Homewood's time. 6 tenths off the pace. So
he's always going to go one more, but he's touched around, and that's actually a suspension fork that's just completely sheared off the car. So definitely not able to continue after that. And I believe that is it done for qualifying as a whole. Yep. Of course, we've got Super Pole coming up. This is the very tricky part now, where we've got to get pen and paper. And to realise what do we do about the next sessions, because we're going to have Hutt, Steffel, Hamilton, Viestra, Jones and Homewood going through. I'm quickly going to take a photograph before we lose it. Yes, and let me just think I've figured it out in the end how we're going to get the Super Bowl standings up. Here is the qualifying results, provisionally at least, with Dan Hutt currently on pole position, Maka Steffel, Joshua Hamilton, Stan Valestra also all through to Super Pole. Jonathan Jones and Nick Homewood round out that Super Pole session that we'll be bringing you momentarily. Benson Horvath knows he'll be starting in 7th position, with Milan Rakovic in 8th. And then Alan Gashi is in 9th, with Tobias Blumschein in 10th. Pascal Eggert finishes 11th in the end, with Adrian Diego starting from 12th. Is Bram Coopers, Nick Conan, Peter Schunneman and Gerard Larhoven. Quite a big grid today. We've got a few more pages of this, with Garrett Goodson in 17th position, and then Rosinski in 18th, and then just Stefan in 19th from Jack Giordmana in 20th. Errol Preffert from Samuel Capriola, and then Norbert Precker and James Smagazale in 24th. He's got quite a big car there, James Smagazale. There's Michael Cole in 25th, and Gis Sonneveld unable to set a lap time in 26th. So Super Pole is starting, isn't it?
And it's Jones out there on the circuit, which means Homewood has not got lucky. So this is round of the championship. We're only going to have 5 cars going through for Super Pole. So Nick Homewood starts 6th on the grid. He just missed out by 2 tenths of a second, 0.156 to be precise, to Jones's time. But Jones in the first sector is up by 0.957. But we remind you that this part of qualifying, never mind, wheel off backwards, and out goes Jones. He's going to start 5th on the grid for sure.
That's bitterly disappointing. He was on a pretty good lap there as well. He just needed to give a little bit extra into that final sector to try and have a chance at pole position here, and it just wasn't going to be for Jonathan Jones. Stan Valestra, though, has now got clear road ahead of him. A lot more eyes on him in this outlap than he would have anticipated. I doubt he feels the pressure in the car. I doubt he's even got the stream up to know. But
he won't know at all. He'll be completely oblivious, locked into his own mind. Yeah, just before my point was proven with the crash, it's only the top 5 cars now that have a reverse roll of the grid. So whoever's fastest in Super Pole takes pole position. We forget the previous qualifying results. So ignore that timing tower. It's all about the top 5 in the board. So Homewood starts 6th on the grid. Below that is correct. Jones starts 5th. So now we're going to have the rest of the field going through. And Viestra was a bit cautious through that first part of the track, but it's working. He's 3 tenths up at the moment. That's a strong first sector time.
And we'd expect everyone to improve here, because of course when these top 5 lap times were set, the majority of them were set early in the qualifying session. which means that the track wasn't quite rubbered up just yet. But now the track evolution's really kicked in as yet another half an hour of a qualifying session. So we would expect these lap times to come tumbling down. The question is, will they come tumbling down enough? Steffel is unable to go currently for pole position.
Yeah.
Of course, he'll take pole position provisionally anyway, but he won't beat the fastest lap time set this evening.
Oh, he's made a mess of the chicane there as well, bumping across every single wall, and he's lost it. Yep, mile away from the apex there as he heads towards the line. So the first time then for Super Pole is a 1:10.444. Easy to remember that, isn't it? 1:10.444. He's on provisional pole position, as Tom says. He is not likely to start on pole. So is that fourth on the grid? Don't know yet. We'll find out. Here's Hamilton.
This has got to be a huge lap from Hamilton. 1:10.444 is a pretty good lap time, and I don't think that will be last in Super Pole by any means. However, Joshua Hamilton has a chance to prove us wrong already.
Oh! He just bruised the wall.
Slight brush, but he's purple in the first sector. He's not faster than the previous lap time, though, as Steffel has got him there. However, he'll be comforted by the fact that Steffel made that mistake into sector 2, and of course, down at the final hairpin. Joshua Hamilton seems to be pretty clean so far. He jumped a little bit onto that little sausage curb, and that sent him slightly kissing the barriers here. He's getting a little bit too close for my liking, that's for certain.
Really
heading through
is.
sector 2, he's purple again. So this could actually be provisional pole position and the fastest lap time that we've seen today. Let's see if Joshua Hamilton can keep it clean through the last couple of corners here. He's done better through the chicane than Valestra. And now it's all about this hairpin.
Can he manage the hairpin? He's hit the apex. Give him a round of applause already. Give him pole, give him the win, give him the fastest lap just for that. Cross the line. Hamilton at 1:10.098. Goes pole position overall and goes pole with a very strong time.
It's going to be Steffel, however, who's going to try and have a bite at that particular cherry. And well, 1:10.098 is the fastest lap time we've seen this evening. And I suggest that might be enough for pole position. We'll have to wait and see. Steffel for IPR. That's a lovely welcome aboard on the Halo. Heads through the chicane, avoids the sausage curb. He's pretty clean so far. It's purple in sector 1. And of course, that's purple on the current fastest Super Bowl time, which I suppose is quite useful for us in the geometry box.
Yeah. So he's quick. Nick Homewood told me just before we came on air that it's a 1:09.5 above, which is ideally what the qualifying times are going to be. The race times around about a 1:13, 1:14. It fluctuates. A tenth around this lap as well really does either help or make you suffer, and he's taking a lot of speed there, but he saved it, and he's only lost a tenth. That's what I mean. You can easily give or take a tenth. It sounds like a Bond title as you come in. What better place? It's a beautiful beach, but he's a lot of oversteer there coming into the hairpin, Tom.
And well, this has been a really, really messy final couple of corners of this lap. He's been tapping every barrier he can, missing every apex. I don't think it's going to be pole position. It's going to be 1:10.6. So he's actually going to be slowest in Super Bowl so far. Let's see what Dan Hutt can do.
How's he managed that? 1:10.637 on the board. That was all down to that last sector. So right now, he's fourth on the grid. So now it's down to our last runner, Dan Hunt, and he's making it okay through turn 1. Now turns 2 and 3, chicane, getting it through. Now 4 and 5, this is the big chance. He's got it braked. Yeah, he's through. Missed these skateboards, brilliant.
He won gear in these cars, of course, so he's not going to have to worry about that. But that can actually really harm you in a way, because you can't really rely too much on the engine braking. You can't just go down the gearbox a little bit faster than you would in the race and get better braking performance. It's all about your left foot. Dan Hutt, purple in sector 1, as we'd expect. Everyone's been going purple in sector 1. It seems like no one's got it quite optimally. Head to the almost flat chicane, and all that is almost perfectly done. He's 6 hundredths down, and well, this could the making of a very impressive lap for Dan Hutt. No, definitely not now. He's touched the wall, and that
it was
could be the undoing of him.
Yeah, it was make or break.
Suspension damage as well.
Oh, that's it. It's done. It's all Hamilton's for pole position across the line. Then Hutt across. 1:10.354. Yeah, it's Hamilton on pole. Brilliant time. 4 tenths faster than the rest of the field. Now 3 tenths faster than Dan Hutt. Wow. So Yeah, go on.
Well, Joshua Hamilton has really nicked that at the death. Dan Hutt was almost certain for pole position after that first session, and now I think we can be pretty happy with that. Joshua Hamilton is what I'm trying to say. It's a short warm-up session now before we get into the 45-minute race. Of course, no +1 lap business in this league, as our factory doesn't quite support that. It is a 15-minute warm-up session. I'm not too sure whether it will be 15 minutes or not, however.
Yeah. So, Joshua Hamilton on pole position as well. Dan Hutt will start him on the first row of the grid in second. Steffel Del Este is third. Michael Steff is fourth. And Jonathan Jones down in P5, who crashed out of the session as well. And we're going straight to the race with Hamilton on pole position. There's the grid then. Hamilton, Hutt, Steffel, Viestra, Jones, Homewood, Horvath as well, with Rakovic, Gashi and Tobias Blumschild in the top 10. But you're going to take us through it all again in full.
There we go. Joshua Hamilton on pole position. Dan Hutt in second. Michael Steffel in third. Steffel Del Este in fourth. And, disappointingly, Jonathan Jones crashed out of Super Pole, so starts fifth. Nick Homewood is in sixth. A good performance from him. Bence Horvath, the debutant, is in seventh. Then Milan Rakovic is in eighth. And then it's Gashi in ninth. Tobias Blumschein, whose previous race is marred by controversy, starts 10th. Pascal Eggert in 11th. From Adrian Diego in 12th. Further down the grid, it's Bram Kupius from Nick Konen, from Peter Schoenemann, Joop Lahoven, and Garrett Gibson in 17th. 18th is Rosinski from Stefan from Jack Gianmana. Errol Preffert, Samuel Capriola, Norbert Precker, James Smagazale. And there's one more page of these with 26 runners today. At the back two of the grid, and Maciej Karl and Kisunavod, who failed to set a lap in qualifying. As we now have a look forward to the race. And I did promise Chris Tompkins that I'd actually answer his question, so I'll do that quickly. I'll just simply answer yes, Chris. He begged for DMs.
Lights coming on, all eyes to them. 5 in Punta Del Este. Action in Punta. Good start from Hamilton as well. Hunt tries to cut across. Steffel's on there as well. He's going to try and drag him down towards turn 1. Watch out for Viestra, but there's contact already in round. That's Michael Steff going round. He's managed to save it though with a quick reset, but it's carnage further back. All sorts of mayhem in Punta, just as we were expecting. But Hamilton leads, Hunt second, and there's already so much barging on the inside and more contact, and that's going to be big problems for Viestra, Horvath as well, and Homewood manages to sneak through a bit of fourth position.
It's an absolute battle royale at the start of this race, and we expected as much from such a thin racetrack. However, it's now all about getting focused and starting to think about the strategy game with attack mode. There's going to be 4 times 2 minutes worth of attack mode. Gives you a lot of opportunity to make up positions in this race. We'll have to see how that plays out. However, so far, there's been some clear winners, but some equally as clear losers in this one.
Terrible start from Steffel as well, down to 6th position as well. Tobias moved up 3, he's up to 7 as well. Viestra has dropped down so many as well to P8. As Homewood again battling up. There's Tobias now in P7 as well. He's got Steffel and Horvath right in front of him as well, so he's not letting them go just yet as we complete lap 1, and that took around about a minute and 15 from a standing start. That's not bad at all. Hamilton leads, the championship leader, already being able to just relax a little as he hurtles down towards turn 4 and 5 as well. Viestra setting good times, moving up as well. Gashi, Diego as well. Lahoven down to 14th. Sonneveld, the big winner, from 26th on the grid, is already up into 15th place. That chaos at the start has put him right back into contention. Gibson's dropped down to 26th position as well. Jachi Amada up to 20th. Rosinski's 19th as well, and Stefan is down in 18th position. Horvath looking great already though as we're watching the battle now. Homewood's just ahead of him, but so many cars I think just dived into the pit lane as well. One of them was Garrett Gibson.
Well, in a race where you don't change tyres, you definitely don't want to be going into the pit lane, especially this early. And of course, there's no safety cars, there's no way.
Sorry to cut you, Pascal Eggert in trouble. He's dropped down the timing order, and that's why.
Yes, he's majorly in trouble.
Who's he made contact with? It's Lahoven! And that was even before. My goodness. Well, rule 1, don't hit your teammate. They've mounted each other. My goodness me. And that's even before the chicane. So that must have been contact when one of them just came across the circuit. It's part of the curve, as you can see.
Lahoven's out the race. He lost the wheel. I thought for a second Pascal Eggert was the one who lost the wheel, but in fact it is Lahoven. And, well, 3rd place in the championship, Pascal Eggert, gunning for the championship that he lost out on last year.
And he's having to box.
Well, that's not exactly what you want. And that'll be a long pit stop as well. Probably about 3 minutes worth. And around here, that's what, two laps, 2.5 laps?
Pascal Eggert, 3rd in the championship on 119 points as well. He can drop his worst event, but he was already planning on dropping Berlin, where he only scored 14 points. He's now going to have to drop Punta Del Este when it comes into it. So that's really made a mess of his championship as well. Coming into this one in Season 5 and watching Jonathan Jones, who started 5th in the grid after a crash in Superpole, already running up into 3rd position, but he's got Homewood right behind him, who locks up coming into the chicane as well. And Hutt and Hamilton not beginning to break away. Hamilton's got a 1.7 second advantage, but energy creeping down. We're 4 minutes in? They've used 7% of energy, some 8 as well, as Hamilton with a 1:15.871, fastest up of the race, but he's hemorrhaging energy.
I wonder if this is going to be a major concern as we head to the latter stages of this race. You can see already Hamilton having to lift off as much as he can. He's got a nice 2-second gap, which is quite sizable in Formula E, particularly on a circuit like this. And there you go, he's practically crawling through some of these corners, and it's no wonder that they're losing 3-4 seconds in terms of race pace. And watch this, he's going to lift off all the way through a corner that they were taking flat pretty much heading into qualifying. And, well, really having to hurry up as Dan Hutt takes his first attack mode of the evening.
And Smasher Gaskell is into the wall, down. He's got going again now, just before the car's going to hit it. So he's had a problem as well. And also, Pascal Eggert is back on the track after his pit stop. So he's got going again. But this is not looking good as Hutt is... who's Hutt? This is Hutt trying to lap one of the cars. I presume it's Garrett Gibson. Because this is not Hamilton, and as he goes through, Oh, is he side by side with Jones? It's Jones! I'm completely wrong.
I thought it was actually. Yeah. And he's got the attack mode, has Dan Hutt, so perhaps Dan into turn 1 he's going to fancy his chances here. And yes, there's absolutely no resistance Jonathan Jones can put up. Remember, everyone is in the same boat when it comes to energy. Everyone's got as little as each other, and no one's really saving optimally here. And I think the entire grid could actually be in trouble unless they can really step it up heading into the sort of settled down stages of this race now.
Oh, look at that! We've got a retirement already. Someone's out of the race. Can't tell who it is. It's Michael Steffel. Steffel is out of the race. He's hit the wall somewhere and he is retired. Now Hamilton's taken attack mode as well.
Blumstein's out as well.
Oh, Tobias is out. We've got chaos already here in Punta. There must be a big problem with a track blockage somewhere. Because that's 2 into 1. Now, where is it down on the track? Trying to find out on the monitors. Can't see any blockages. We're back to green flag running. Viestra and Diego take here. Attack mode as well. Hutt's about to run out. As you heard Tom say earlier on, it's 4 times you can activate your attack mode. They each last for 2 minutes. So Hutt used his attack mode to no avail. He got passed by Jones, repassed Jones down towards turn 1. So only 3 left, and there's yellows out everywhere. As Steffel is out, Lahoven out, Blumscheid out as well, but they're all going down. But Gilles Sonneveld, as we just flicked to him, he's up into 7th position. He started this race in 26th. He's had a mammoth run there, and he's still not stopping. Because now he's got Gasly just in front of him, and he's moved to the inside line. Sonneveld takes 6th. There is nothing stopping Sonneveld. He's down in 4th in the championship, but he can sense a 3rd in the championship coming up, with everyone dropping out here today as well. Watch out for Rakovic as well. Where is he? Down in 15th position. This is great news for Sonneveld. A bad qualifying and a magic race. As who's that coming out of the pit lane? There's 3 cars in the pits. 3 cars in the pits.
This is a complete and utter melee, isn't it? There's absolutely no room given. Jonathan Jones takes his first attack mode. So he'll be hoping he can get back past Dan Hutt And Dan Hutt's going to have his work cut out, particularly with how, in fact, he's Nick Homewood is just ahead of him. So I wonder when that happened, actually. Nick Homewood getting up into third position.
Jones has taken attack mode, so Homewood must have slipped on the inside line. Is that a move further up as well? No, that's a car getting out of the way. And I believe that would be James Smasher-Gaske as well, just getting out of the way. Because he is a lap down and right in the middle of this traffic. Jones then down to fourth. He has attack mode, but got the last corner all wrong. Homewood can sense a podium, maybe even sense a win, but Hamilton's 2.3 seconds ahead of Hutt at the moment. This is a really great race already in Punta.
And already, Jonathan Jones has used 17% of his attack mode. His energy. Yeah. And Gus Sonneveld actually has gone purple on the previous lap. So I don't think it's about lap time at this stage. I think it's purely about making sure you can get to the end of this race on your energy, because everyone seems to be struggling so much. There's not many major braking zones on this circuit, are there? So I suppose Nick Homewood now takes his attack mode.
And that
in fact, this is going to be a huge little battle, isn't it?
They've both got attack mode, but Jones going to run out before Homewood. Sonneveld takes attack mode as well, doesn't lose a position either. He got that much time ahead, and it was a 1:14.558 from Sonneveld as well to set the fastest lap. Jones is at the moment keeping Homewood ahead, but he's into his last 30 seconds of attack mode as more cars getting lapped as well on the inside. Dear. Oh, what are you thinking? It's such a tricky part of the track, and Homewood actually was the least affected there.
Well, Jonathan Jones had to get that move done, otherwise Homewood was just going to fall into the clutches of Nick Homewood. He's about to run out of attack mode, which means Nick Homewood's going to have a mighty old run down into turn 1 here. There is the attack mode gone, so that engine is going to be losing a little bit of power on this straight. And now, as they catch up to Dan Hutt, because of both of them having attack mode, now Nick Homewood fancies a chance at second position maybe. Look at the speed he's got. He's actually having to back out there as they head through the chicane. This isn't really an overtaking opportunity anyway, as we saw on lap 1, and now it's going to be this hairpin. I think Nick Homewood will fancy his chances at a little bit of a dive bomb. All he has to do is not lift off as early, and he has to lift off at energy bonuses. Anyways, Dan Hutt takes his second attack mode of the evening, and he's down into fourth. Here we go, Nick Homewood. Is he going to be able to find a way past, wriggle his way through? Not yet.
He's trying to find a way through as well, but he's going to run out of attack mode now. Hutt's right behind him as well. Also, Cole is out of the race. He's become yet another retirement, so 4 retirements. Cole, Brumschild, Steffel and Lahoven as well. 22 seconds left for Homewood. Sonneveld into the last 25 now as well, so Homewood's got to put a barrier between him and Hutt. It's not working. Hutt goes the dive bomb as well. Doesn't work out. Has taken such a tight inside line. Doesn't pay off now. Into the hairpin. Dive bomb the inside line. But this is getting all over because Horvath now on the outside. Ben's Horvath going right at it. And Hutt's in trouble as a yellow first sector. Can't see why just yet on our monitor. But Hamilton's still leading by 5.2 seconds. So he's okay. As it was in this part of the track that the yellow came out.
What the yellow first sector is. I think it might actually be someone. Oh no! Oh dear!
And into the wall! Horvath went into the wall. We've got a track blocked as well. And I'm trying desperately.
One of the Iris cars, I think. Is there 3 Iris cars? It can't be Tobias because he's already out of the race. So who was it?
It's not Horvath as well. So it's Precker, Norbert Precker.
And
we got a traffic jam.
3 cars.
Track's blocked. They can't get this round. They'll have to red flag. This is getting a bit ridiculous now. 3, and there we go. Yeah, Precker's retired. He could have got it back round, but it just wouldn't work. So that was a track blocked situation, and I'm surprised we got away with that because I thought they might have all come against it and they might have had to stop it and restart it again or just stop them all on the track and add some time on later. But Hutt's into his last couple of seconds of attack mode. Because of all that mayhem, he's still stuck behind Jones and Homewood. So this worked out perfectly for them two, as Hutt 3, 2, 1 is now out of attack mode, but he's still got the run on Homewood down towards turn number 1. Looks to the outside line as well. Runs the back of Homewood. Oh, well. Was that a little bit of argy-bargy? I think that's ridiculous.
That was purely Dan Hutt, because obviously we know they're up 75% energy, the majority of these cars already. Dan Hutt knew he had to lift off a lot later than Nick Homewood to get the move done. He just didn't anticipate Nick Homewood lifting off so early, because Stan Balestra now has actually taken his attack mode. And this energy, I'm not too sure. 15 minutes in, we've already used 25% of the energy.
Horvath's out! Sorry to cut across you. Horvath is out of the race. He's crashed. Horvath is out. We are chopping them like flies. 20 left in this race. And Horvath was up there battling with the top 3.
Just showing how fine margins there are on this circuit. And well, to quote Jolyon Palmer, you do have to be alert on a street circuit, as Chris Tompkins said earlier. And I don't think any of these are being alert on a street circuit as it is. It's Sonneveld going for the move down on Dan Hutt. He has not got attack modes. That was just Dan Hutt, though. Look at his energy, 71%. He's in major trouble here.
This is great from Sonneveld. He started 26th and last, and he's up into 4th place after just 15 minutes of running. But as you keep saying, Tom, look at the energy. They are all hemorrhaging it so much as well. 72%. Hutt's on 70%. That's major. He's used 30% in 15 minutes. Double the amount of energy in the time we've had. They've really got to bring this down before they all run out before the race is done. I don't think we've actually done a 45-minute plus 1 lap at this track before. I'm trying to remember. I think we had this in Season 4 as Stefan's got a penalty. I think the last time we raced here was Season 4. I know Ed is watching. He might be able to correct me the last time we raced at Punta, whether it was Season
2018.
4. Yeah, so that was Season 4 then.
Yes, because Season 5 was the first car, the first Gen 2 car, wasn't it? Era,
so we've, never raced here. Wow. So this is complete unknown for everybody. We've never done a real Formula race here. We've never done an EERC Formula race here before. So everyone's going to really struggle to see, can we make the distance? Because usually on this track they had the swap over of cars as Conan's into his last minutes of attack mode. I think they've all realised that because they haven't gone for attack mode again. Everyone's taken 2 and have now left the 2 until later. They need to focus on battery management now.
I suppose the good news is it's obviously with 100% of energy to use over the course of a 45-minute race. That means you can afford to lose 33% every 15 minutes or so, which means that having only used 30%, they are on to just about finish. It's just all about when they take the next attack modes. Of course, they'll be using more energy. If I was Hamilton here, I would just get my attack modes out of the way as soon as possible.
Viestra's crashed. Viestra's in the wall, down at the chicane, and he's had a little moment. I think he's going to be, he's passed by Pierre's now as well. So Viestra really had a slip up there. He's got going again. Here he is. So he's had a moment. He's got any suspension damage. It looks okay to me, but he was round and had a spin. 30 minutes to go. As he
has got suspension damage as well.
Yeah. So I'll have to box then. It's going to be difficult to manage that at this circuit.
I think he'll carry that. I don't think he'll box.
Oh, I've got connection lost. The timing screens have gone down up here in the commentary box. So
check for you.
Yeah.
My timing screen sounds all right. Well, sounds all right. It seems all right.
If you've got a talking timing screen, I want that more than mine. I've got to read.
Yes, as we head on through this race, already we have had a plethora of retirements. I can't even count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only actually 19 cars left in this race. What I want to draw your attention to is actually Jack Gianmarna is into 12th position, pressuring, being pressured for 11th position, but by Pascal Eggert, and in fact Eggert gets through. And
well, that was nice from Jack while it lasted. Well done, Jack. Actually, I'm really proud of Jack Gianmarna here. Hang on a minute. I was. he's hemorrhaging positions now. As Jones moves up to 3rd, Sonneveld down as well. What? Jack, are you just doing this to annoy Ed? Because what is going on? Has he hit the wall somewhere? Because okay, curse the commentator. Jack was doing well, and now he's just been passed by everybody. I think the kitchen sink just went through on the left-hand side. As Jones has taken attack mode as well, so Homewood's gone up into 2nd position. Hamilton leads by 7.3 seconds as things stand as well. Absolutely amazing from the Into the Points Racing, number 16 of Joshua Hamilton. Here's Jones defending from Sonneveld, and Sonneveld, even without attack mode, has got the perfect setup and is just running throughout this field as well. I don't know what he's using, but I want him on every single racing team we have.
Jonathan Jones has got attack mode right now. This is his 2nd or 3rd attack mode. I can't quite tell.
3rd.
Okay, 3rd. So he's only going to have 1 more to use. And as I said a while ago, I think really in a race where we're so concerned about energy, feel free to just use your attack modes up as soon as possible.
Just get rid of... Oh, and Homewood's doing it, look. Does he come out ahead? He does! That's crucial! Homewood gets out ahead of Jones in attack mode, and now Homewood can just stay in second position as long as he likes. And Jones had a problem because Sonneveld's right alongside him now as well. Look at this. He's lining up his shots. Jones has got 25 seconds left of his third attack mode. So this is perfect news for Nick Homewood, who can now just settle down for a second place, considering Hamilton is so far up the field as well. Actually, I was saying that, and he's now 5 seconds. What's happened there? He was 7, now he's 5.5. So he's just lost 2 seconds in the space of a sector. Trying to have a look at the driver. Oh, he had traffic. Eggert and Schumann were in his way, so Hamilton's had traffic. There you can see the two Final Von Motorsport cars in the background. So yeah, and apparently chatting the thing from Punta Del Este from Ed says Punta Del Este has a lot less sand than I remember. And also Malek is saying, I love how you make Dutch names sound Italian. It's a gift, I presume, as they come through. How do you make Max Verstappen sound Italian as well? Max Verstappen. No, it doesn't really work, does it? You
No.
need it. It's quite hard, isn't it, to make his name Italian?
It's about as a Dutch name as you can get, really, Max
Yeah,
Verstappen. It's
it really
hooked into the
is.
pits, and oh no!
Oh, no! This is terrible news for Hutt! So he did hit the wall and did have damage, 9.6 seconds to repair it. So that's dropped him out of the top 10. That's Hutt done for the day then. As Sonneveld... Oh, this is amazing. He's right there.
He's driving like a multiple-time Formula 1 world champion right now. Good Sonneveld.
This is crucial! The second place man of the championship, Rakovic, is out of the race! This is great news for Joshua Hamilton, who's going to not only extend his lead in the championship, but is going to take a hand on it, to which, if I am correct, might just be able to win the title. My goodness!
I don't think he'll be able to win the title today. It's the Formula 1 system, isn't it? 25, 12, 25, 18,
More.
15, if I'm not correct.
42 for a win, yeah. So
There we go. Gus Sonneveld makes the move into third position.
and he gets
He's just
through.
about got that done, and that was without attack mode, so that's actually perfect for Gus Sonneveld.
He's
Oh,
not.
what a drive!
He's not going to let this one go, is he? He is.
And he's got
put
more
that
energy than
perfectly.
most of the field as well.
I'm sorry, can FIA stewards, can you just take a look here as Jones takes his third attack mode now? So that was his second he was on before. So he didn't take one, so that was his second. Now he's on his third. So he's got one more left. Can someone just take a look at Sonneveld's car to see if it hasn't got like 3 extra batteries just strapped to it as well as an actual V8 Formula 1 car? Hamilton's in the wall! Down in the chicane! He just nosedived it completely! And now, has he got damage? He hasn't
He's
turned.
carrying on.
Has
Is
the
he
last
he is No, he's not crabbing. He's got away with it.
Wow, he hit that so straight on as well. The gap comes down to 3.1, and suddenly Nick Homewood is licking his lips, and he is looking for race victory. If Homewood wins this, I'll be amazed. And this is just bizarre. Punta Del Este has thrown on so many championship changes. We can't keep up. And Edward Hunter, what have you done missing Punta? My goodness, it's like when Dario misses a race. Rosinski's back in the race.
And perhaps it was a disconnect then, rather than
Hopefully,
anything more
yeah.
severe. As actually the point system is 25-18, so it is the Formula 1 point system, and which would mean that Joshua Hamilton wouldn't be able to clinch the championship today, but he would be able to all but clinch it, as he wouldn't need a lot to do in Bern.
Sonneveld has only just taken his second attack mode.
23 minutes to go. You'd think he'd have. Oh,
Who's
no,
that
who's that?
wall? Diego?
One of the
Is it Diego?
VMS Sun Edits cars, isn't it? That might be Dan Hutt, actually.
But Tobias is out. Well, that happened ages
Oh
ago.
yeah, sorry.
Schumann's out.
I've clicked
Hutt's
on the wrong
out.
button there.
Yeah, you're right. It's Dan Hutt. Hutt is out of the race. He's gone off my timing screen. Dan Hutt,
Yep,
second
he's
on the
out.
grid, is out. So we're down to 10. Surely not. What's happening here? How many are we left with?
10?
15.
50. There we go. Well, there's an attritional race, and then there's taking the mick a little bit, I think.
And Jones is out of attack mode. Sonneveld has, as I said, taken his second one. So has Viestra. I've literally got a lump in my throat from all this, and I'm going to have to clear it. Hamilton is being caught by Homewood. This is amazing racing.
But I loved the little bounce you did as we figured out that Joshua Hamilton didn't actually have any damage.
I forget you can see on the Combox cam as well. Yeah.
Yes, Josh it was like he just scored in the FA Cup final in the 95th minute when he realised Joshua Hamilton didn't have any damage. And
I've really got to be careful with where I jump as well in the box, because there's a chair just behind me. If I step on it, I'll whack the computer desk. So Hamilton at the moment then, he is listening through. He's got that gap up to 5 seconds, so he's got another 2 from that accident as well, as Sonneveld into the last couple of seconds of attack mode. Prefect's just set a personal best as well. And Sonneveld, I'm not rolling him out for a win here today.
I think they might just be okay on energy now. In this second half of the race, a lot of the drivers have really calmed down. Only 50% used now. With 20 minutes to go, they should be okay. So it might not be as close as we initially thought.
Indeed not as well. So Sonneveld's out of attack mode now just as he crosses the line to start another lap as well. We've done 18 laps in this race. This is lap 19. And they've done so much as Hamilton's made another mistake as Jack Giamana is out of the race. So Jack's out now. He's crashed. Well, insure the jokes as Viestra runs out.
Well, the Pope is also Catholic, as we discussed Sonneveld on a very good run, actually. Hamilton is looking a little bit shaky here. He has got attack mode. I believe he'll have one more attack mode to use after this. 2.9 seconds. All of a sudden, Nick Homewood is going to have to use a lot of self-control to not absolutely push this car now, because he can smell a race win here. Joshua Hamilton just looking a little bit shaky, just looking like he might make a little bit of a mistake and perhaps give this win away, which would be a huge moment in the championship. 25
minutes down, 20 to go in this race. There is an awful long way still in this E-prix, as look how close they've got. Hamilton made a mistake through that first corner and the gap was hemorrhaged down now.
No, that's a different
is that Pascal Eggert getting
I think
away?
That's Pascal Eggert, yes.
Yeah.
As I thought for a second, but
I thought he made a mistake.
Pascal Eggert. Yeah,
I thought Hamilton made a mistake in that first sector, but no, it is Pascal Eggert spoiling our fun, getting in the way as they come through. This has got to be something else. There's Gashi and Conan now out of attack mode. QPS has taken it as well, and Homewood takes his third attack mode, so Homewood goes for it. But look at Sonneveld, where's he come from? He's 0.3 of a second behind Homewood, even without attack mode. Sonneveld is completely on it, and Hamilton's now running out of attack mode. 20 minutes to go in this race. Hamilton's out of it now, and here comes Rhys Sonneveld. You can never count him out. If he does back of the grid to take the win, that is the greatest drive I've ever seen. Not only in esports, but ever. I've never seen anyone do a back to front before. Well, Hamilton did it in 2 stages back in Brazil last year, but still, this will be something else.
Not with 26 people on the grid, certainly.
He did not. Although, how many overtakes did he do in that race? Something like, he passed 14 in the sprint, and then he passed 9 in the race. So 14 plus 9, 23. Yeah, you're right. So he's only done 23.
And it's probably not going to happen here, but Joshua Hamilton is a fastest lap away from taking the Grand Slam here.
Oh,
if it continues as it is. He needs about 0.8 of a second on his fastest lap to take the fastest lap of the race. So I don't think it's going to be his main priority. However, I know if I was in the cockpit, that would be probably the most dangerous thing you could tell me.
Yeah, just go for it. Get the Grand Slam as well. Get the fastest lap. Get the bonus point as well for fastest lap for the points. Right, Homewood's out of attack mode in 30 seconds time. That's allowed him to just get a little bit of advantage over Sonneveld at 1.9 to be precise. But Hamilton is only 2.5 ahead of Homewood. So we've got the top 3 all within around about 5 seconds of all within 2.4 seconds of each other. So again, Homewood is just not quick enough through the chicane, and it's just allowing Sonneveld to just bliss through it. I've got no idea how he's doing this, but Sonneveld, get him in F1 Esports World Series. All I'm saying, hands up, great driver here, get him in. Can we have him on our darts teams? Homewood again, blocking the inside line. Here's Hamilton. So Homewood's now going to be let through by Pascal Eggert, who's done as much as he can do.
Well, you'd hope so anyway. Whether that is how it happens or not, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Well,
Pascal Eggert just let through.
Was that? Yeah, I can't work
he
out.
Was
he
lapping
just got lapped there.
When ninth is lapping someone, that shows the story of the race, really.
I think it was Garrett Gibson. Or maybe it was Stefan as well, who's had penalties in this race. But Pascal's got a run here on Hamilton. What?
He's also crabbing.
Hamilton or Pascal?
No, Pascal. He's got a little bit of damage.
Right.
It's only slight. But if you have a look, he's just having to slightly hold the steering wheel down the straight.
Well, presumably he hasn't had everything repaired from that monster incident before. Yeah, you're right. He is having to jostle the wheel a little bit, isn't he? Down the start straight, yeah.
Definitely noticeable.
There it is, look, just there as well, into the braking zone. So this is, well, ideally, I think Eggert's been told there's a yellow out in the second sector. Can't see who it is just yet. is it 10-13? No, it's 6. And it's Viestra again. Viestra has made another error and he's got going again. There we go.
He's majorly crabbing now.
Well, that's game over then. He was 16 minutes to go. He can repair, but it could be a couple of minutes.
Oh, and he's really, really struggling. I think there's a bit of rear suspension as well, and he's going to carry on.
Well,
so
brave.
Brave, definitely brave. Maybe a little bit stupid as well.
I was about to say. What's the
he's holding
percentage?
the wheel at least 45 degrees there, isn't he? Down the straight.
So we are down to 14 runners in this race, by the way. That is confirmed, as this is
Pascal Eggert.
He is doing his teammate duty, isn't he? He's putting Hamilton to so much pressure. Eggert needs to get ahead of Hamilton, hold him up, and let Homewood come through. But it's not going to happen at this rate. It's so close together at the moment that the top 3 now separated by 2.3 seconds. So it's actually really close.
Hamilton's still got to use one more attack mode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Hamilton has to use one more, Homewood has to use one more, Sonneveld has to use 2 more, if I remember correctly. So he's got really struggling here at the moment. As here is Hamilton joining the party. I think is he just trying to resave energy at the moment? Just sort of gradually catching back up, because he is a percentage less than Hamilton and Sonneveld.
Not too sure. It would be great concern of Nick. Got to do 13 minutes, so if we say it's a battle, Sonneveld's through on Homewood. He's taken his attack mode. Homewood. That's why. Okay. No, he hasn't. Sonneveld's taken his attack mode.
Yes, Sonneveld's taken his 3rd attack mode, so there must have been a briefing there.
For a second. Unless it's an overlay issue.
Yeah, it could be, because maybe Homewood went for attack mode and missed it. We've seen that before. But,
is it fact that gap's gone down to 6 seconds? So yeah, that's probably what happened.
So Homewood went for attack mode, missed it. Sonneveld went to go for it, got it, and now Homewood's really under pressure. So Homewood's missed attack mode.
That's the only reasonable explanation I can think of. It will check if he's crabbing just quickly. And I don't.
It's too hard to tell at the moment. Let's take a look. Has he hit the wall? He's not crabbing. He's perfectly fine.
I'm trying to figure out if that's just the geometry of the track that he's sort of following, or if he is actually. I think he might be slightly crabbing, you know.
I'll take your word for it. As Gash checks his final attack mode.
We'll check down the straight bit.
Well, trying to find a straight bit.
Find a straight bit.
Yeah. There's one on the run after this corner, isn't there? So let's see what it's like.
Oh, so down through and all them in contact. Round.
No, Nick.
Into the wall.
Oh, Nick, that is not the way to do it. And Sonneveld is going to be absolutely furious as Hamilton takes his 3rd attack mode, as well as Homewood gone for attack mode. No, he hasn't. So Homewood has not gone for it again. And, well, Jones has gone for it. He's probably seen what's happened up front. Oh, Sonneveld, I feel so sorry for him. Such a fight back, and to get nerfed by Nick. What was your take on that? A good move from Sonneveld or a bad move from Nick?
To be fair, I don't think there's much room into that corner to make a move anyway, is there really? So I think it was just kind of 2 into 1, doesn't really go. Sonneveld won't feel too disappointed with himself, however. Well, it's a pretty good drive regardless. 3rd position, he would have bit your hand off for that at the start of this race.
He would have, yeah. Saved his championship as well and got ahead of Pascal Eggert. So you're going to read that as 50-50 between the two? Just a racing incident because of that part of the track?
Oh, it's 60-40 in Sunbelt.
60-40
Against
okay.
Sunbelt.
Against Sunbelt. Okay, we can live with that. We're not the mafia. Ferrari. Anyway, coming through then. Gashi taken down then. He was last. Attack mode's gone through. This is Nick Homewood then coming through. And Sonneveld is fighting back actually. Only 2.4 between him and Homewood, and that gap is reducing. Question is, when will Homewood go for attack mode? He's doing it now. Here we go. Free
He
air.
missed it. He missed it again. No, he hasn't.
He's got it.
There we go. Attack mode 4 as well. This is his final attack mode for Nick Homewood. And this is now his last real opportunity to try and bite into that 7-second gap ahead. A mistake, we think, for Nick Homewood has cost him a real chance at this race lead.
Yeah.
But perhaps he's going to go for it regardless. He looks to be pushing. I don't think he's doing a great deal of energy recovery. I say that as he lifts off 150 metres before a corner.
Yeah, so he's really saving that energy as well, trying to do everything possible. Great job as Hamilton now runs out of attack mode. So it's now all down to Homewood, who's got another 1 minute 30 seconds left on that attack mode to go for it as Jones runs out of his last attack mode. So he's done 4. He's now stuck on usable energy for the remainder. Looking great now as well as he comes through.
Did we say Hamilton still needs to take one more attack mode? Or?
I think he's got one more. I swear I saw 3.
I think I saw 3 as well. I've only counted 3.
I've only counted 3 on the ones. Yeah, so he hasn't taken it just yet. He's got another 30%
got
with 10 minutes.
a lot of energy though compared to Nick Homewood, who's really pushing.
Yeah. Pascal Egger, by the way, he got spun round, is now into 9th. With everyone dropping out, he's just gradually moved up the order. So he's taken his attack mode as well. As Homewood is now back under pressure. Sonneveld's caught right back. Seriously, what is Sonneveld driving today? I can't believe it. He just got another 2 seconds in a lap. How? The mind just loses it with Sonneveld as to how quick he is. And he's going to go for a move, probably next lap at the same point of the track, maybe.
1:13.8 is his fastest lap time so far, and that is head and shoulders above anyone else. I think it's 0.8 of a second off of Hamilton's fastest time. So Sonneveld is really, really driving the wheels off of his car right now, and I think he's still got an attack mode left. So perhaps he's still favourite for second position here.
This is unbelievable as well. Fastest lap we've had across all of testing was by Gilles Sonneveld, a 1:09.152. That was in the testing runs we had here earlier on today.
Here he goes, the move.
Down the inside, Homewood goes defensive. Sonneveld can't find a way through, but now Sonneveld will have more acceleration, more power down the straightaways. Homewood knows he's got to save because he's got 0.4 of a difference, I'm guessing now, in terms of energy, and that is crucial. A 1/10 of a second around this lap could make the difference to making another lap in the race later on.
Homewood's just got to park it on the apex and make sure he's a bit of an immovable object in this race.
He's really backed off there. Look how slow he was coming into this game. Sonneveld's braking harder, regenning more, and somehow keeping it. This is great racing.
Both on the same energy now, and Gus Sonneveld will have to figure out whether he has an attack mode left. I'm not too sure.
I don't think he does.
Hamilton, I might not do. I've only counted 3, but I haven't really been paying attention, to be honest, to his particular attack modes.
The S-Tris just taking his fall.
Yes, so this is crunch time, really, as he heads down into the hairpin. Is there going to be a move? This is the chicane, sorry, isn't it? The hairpin's the next corner.
He thought about it, didn't he? He saw him sort of lining him up. Homewood had a bad exit. Sonneveld's really going for it. Down towards the hip, and we go. We'll find out if any of them's got an attack mode left. Homewood's out of it. Sonneveld goes up the inside line. They go into the wall together, but Sonneveld comes out for his second position. Homewood's going to try and hold it. He's got better acceleration. Side by side through the chicane. Homewood backs out. Through goes Sonneveld for second. But here comes Nick. He's going for it. He's back in the slipstream. It's not over yet, Tom.
Absolutely not over yet, and Nick Homewood is going to be exercising all the patience in the world he can to try and get past here. He's still got to, the issue with Formula E, you've still got to manage your energy. You can't push practically at all. You've got to manage your energy. You've got to be sensible about it, because if you go all guns blazing, you could quite easily find yourself 20 seconds in front, but it's no use if your car's going to run out of energy 2 laps from the end. And, right now, they seem to be okay with 20% left and 7 minutes to do something. Now, Sonneveld has got 6 seconds to Hamilton. He couldn't, could he?
He will. He's going to, isn't he? Look at that. He's already come down 5.8, 6.1 through the chicane, but it keeps fluctuating. He is so gonna do it. If Sonneveld wins this race, it will be the greatest comeback since Elvis Presley. Hands down. Viestra runs out of attack mode with 19 seconds. Konen in 26. And Hamilton... Oh, it's getting tense. You can feel it. It's like the beginning of a horror movie. You know something's coming at some point, so you brace yourself for the jump scare. And now Hamilton is going to have to live in terror for another 7 minutes of this race before Sonneveld makes the move. Look at that. He's used 2% already on this lap. Sonneveld is going flat out now. 4.4. He's brought that gap down to already 3.7. He's going for it, and he is going to do it, as there's a yellow in that first sector. Can't see just yet why. I'm saying it's number 13, so that's El Prefect as well, as Egan runs out of attack mode, but it keeps on. Yeah, Prefect in the wall, just there. Look, he's got the wheel off as well. The suspension forks.
I don't know why he's trying to get back going there. That's not going to happen.
Oh no, you've got no rear wheel. Oh,
yes,
you've got no wheel.
That would be quite difficult. It's not a tricycle.
Yeah, it's rear right then. That's gone. I hope he knows that. That's why he's not getting traction. It's like a chair with a broken leg and a rock in the opposite direction. Sonneveld goes for attack mode. He did have another. He had one more left. Oh, game on in this one. Now 6 minutes to go. 4.9 the gap. Sonneveld has timed this to perfection. He is a Formula E racer master to get this one done. He's done 26th. There was crash in qualifying, but otherwise I would have said he's done this for a bet. But he generally crashed in qualifying with another car. It wasn't his fault. This is unbelievable. He's going to do it, isn't he?
I actually don't think there's 6 minutes left, I think, and 5 minutes. There we go. I don't think I have words for this drive, to be honest. It's one of those that really speaks for itself. He has, in fairness, had a little bit of help from people crashing out the race. However, he still managed to get up into second position on a street circuit. Preference isn't actually going very far very quickly, is he? He's still there,
crabbing. He's got more hope of getting there before the end of the year. But come on, Gilles Sonneveld, come on. I would love him. I think everyone's now actively cheering him on. There's no preference there, no disrespect to Joshua Hamilton as well, but Sonneveld's done back to the front.
That's 2.5 seconds heading through that hairpin.
Hamilton's taken his fourth attack.
So close.
Hamilton's taken his fourth attack mode. So he's now come to play. Oh, this is insane with 4 minutes to go. And energy's still got to be a factor between them. Oh, this is close. Is that Egan?
Egan gets out of the way. Out of the way. And I think we're all glad to see that happen. And now it's the gloves are really, really off. He's only got 25 seconds left of attack mode, has Sonneveld. However, Hamilton, he's got 2 minutes. So maybe this is still in the hands of Joshua Hamilton.
Well, then again, remember, Sonneveld didn't need to have attack mode when he closed in on Homewood, and Homewood did have attack mode. So this could still go well for Sonneveld. What's the gap? 0.6 in the line! 0.6 at the line! Sonneveld out of attack mode. It's done. He set the fastest lap of the race while doing that. A 1:13.005. 4 minutes to go. 11% on the board. It's like the end of a 24-hour episode as well. The 24 minutes, some more like. It's really all now up against the wall. It's time for Sonneveld to deliver the punchline. Can he do it against Hamilton, who's only got a minute left?
Well, I think it's still going to be a very, very tall order. Let's not make a mistake about that, as Hamilton went purple in the first sector as well. He is still on for a Grand Slam, remember, if he can get the fastest lap of the race. Doing that at this stage will be very difficult indeed. He's got 30 seconds left of his attack mode, so I imagine this will be his final lap of having attack mode, and then it's 2.7 seconds in about 3 laps for Gis Sonneveld. Purple in sector 1, Joshua Hamilton, and let's see what it's going to be at the line. And
look how close.
As much as I like to see Sonneveld take the win, I would also love to see a Grand Slam. And would it be our first Grand Slam in EERC Formula E?
I think it would be. Can't think of anyone else doing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hamilton's now out of the attack mode.
It wasn't the fastest lap of the race, actually.
Oh.
It was a second quicker than Sonneveld, but of course he had the attack mode. 2.5 seconds then. 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. So he's practically got to take a second a minute here.
Wow, can he do it? Of course he can do it. Sonneveld's gone from 26th down, but this is going to be the drive of both of their careers as well. He's still going to be leading every lap, taking pole position as well. So it'll be a little bit of a mini Grand Slam as they come through. As this is getting tense, as Sonneveld was to get 8 or 9% for Hamilton, 8% for Sonneveld. And they've got to really back off, otherwise they're going to have to do another 3 laps. This lap, the next, and then one more.
I guess we could call it the Petite Slam.
Yes, the Petite Slam. We'll call it that, actually, yeah. That'll work. He got held up by traffic. And
he has as well.
Yeah.
And that traffic really didn't catch him in a good place. And look at how close they are now. The gap is to under a second. 1 minute and 55 to go. This is so close. And I can tell you, Joshua Birch alongside me is bouncing around like a kid on Christmas morning in the commentary box.
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, so can we call it Christmas? Can we call it a birthday present this race? Because it's fantastic. Hamilton now 4 tenths between them. Sonneveld's coming down as well. This is a fantastic race. 1 minute 30 left from the clock. It's like the end of a boxing match. That's gone right to the 11th round. Let's go. What can he do? He's taken the hairpin perfectly as well, but so did Hamilton. It's all down now. Down towards turn 7. He's in the slipstream. Sonneveld's going to think about it. Can't get through. This is tense. Look how close he is. Wow. I can barely watch. This is brilliant. And we got another lap.
Yeah, he's got to just go for it. Whether he throws it away for both of them, I don't think it matters at this stage. He's just got to go for it. It really is make or break. You can go from 0 to 0 in not a lot of time at all, but I don't think Sonneveld will care. They've got to do another lap after this. And look at how close he is. He's just going to have to absolutely go for this one. He knows that energy, whilst it is a concern, it's not a major issue for him at this stage. And although he makes a little bit of contact with the wall, I don't think he's crabbing though. I think he's okay.
And Hamilton was slow. Hamilton was slow.
He's a bit slow, isn't he? And it's 3 tenths of a second now. This is going to be the final lap of the race. Probably 2 overtaking opportunities. Really, Sonneveld is having to lift off. He knows his energy is still a problem for him. He knows that he just can't really take any risks here. I think he's going to have to take a risk to win this race. Let's see how he goes through the chicane.
There's traffic ahead.
Traffic, isn't there?
That could really help Sonneveld coming into the hairpin as well. They get out of the way. They've blocked the track. This could really help Sonneveld into the hairpin as well. He locked the rears. Hamilton went wide. Sonneveld takes a tight inside
2% of energy as well now.
Oh, the timer's run out. This is the last lap. They've really got to save it, but Hamilton's got traffic in front of him, and it's going to hurt him down the straights as well. This is big opportunity now for Sonneveld, who needs to get through. Hamilton's just got to survive, but the gap was already so slow. Hamilton's going to be slow at the exit. Sonneveld hits the accelerator. Can he feel anything? It's do or die. Into the chicane. He looks to the inside. Hamilton goes to block, and it's so close now. Don't make a mistake. Right to the back.
He's almost done it as well. He almost threw it away. The time bomb.
Oh, he had to. He had to try. It didn't work out. Sonneveld went for the move in the last line, but the day belongs to Joshua Hamilton, who wins in Punta Del Este across the line by 9 tenths of a second to Sonneveld, who came from 26th to 2nd and was 9 tenths away from the race win. What a race in Punta Del Este, Tom.
Never mind the fact that he spun as well. And let's not take away from Nick Homewood's drive up into 3rd position. And wow.
Brilliant! What a podium! What a happy podium! And Jones is 4th. Did he make it to the line?
Yes.
Did he?
Yes, otherwise it would say DNF, not so.
Oh, thank God for that. I was going to say, did he? Because I didn't see he crossed the line.
Oh!
And that's crucial. Viestra hits the side of Coupier's, and they've made contact. They haven't even made it to the line yet.
He's going to let him through. That was
nice. Nice.
Gentle.
Oh,
he's run out of energy.
Viestra's out. He'll finish way down the order actually, as Pascal Eggert's going to fight Conan as well. Oh, he lets him through. Is that? Oh, okay.
I think he must have finished, Pascal Eggert.
Has he taken the flag? Yeah, he's taken the flag. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
group.
I don't think I have words. Let's go through the race results then, shall we? So I hope I pressed the right button. Joshua Hamilton wins in the end. 36 laps from Gus Sonneveld in second position. Nick Homewood is in third from Jonathan Jones in fourth. And Graham Croupiers is in fifth. Stan Valestra is in sixth from Gashi in seventh. Pascal Leggett in eighth. Nick Conan in ninth from Rosinski in 10th. We head into the second page of results, and I'm only going to go through the second page because there's no point going through all of the DNFs. It's Samuel Capriola in 11th, Stefan in 12th, and Garrett Grissom in 13th, and the rest of the drivers DNF'd from this race. So I think we're going to have some interviews coming up for you in a moment, are we?
Hopefully, yeah, if we can drag in. First of all, I want to find where Joshua Hamilton is to drag him in on the stream deck. I'm just having a look at the Mumble server that we use up here as well. I can see Nick Homewood's in the stewards, Pascal Leggett, but he's got his mic on mute, so we'll leave him for just a second. He's probably run out to the bathroom after 45 minutes racing like that. I can't find where... Oh, here's Joshua Hamilton with Into the Points. He's got his mic muted, so I want to drag him in, but I don't want to seem rude, so... I've moved Joshua Hamilton into the commentary box. I'll give him a second to see if he can hear me. He's got his mic on mute. So, Josh, can you hear us? It's Josh up here with Tom in the comms box. Fantastic race today. Can you hear me? Has he got permission to talk? I hope so. Otherwise,
he will do, yeah. I imagine he's probably run off to the bathroom himself after that race.
Yeah, that's not great news, is it? Tried to do a Dario and it didn't work. Okay, so where's G. Sonneveld then? Here he is. He's down here with his mic on mute, so I'll drag him into the box as well.
Josh is drinking, apparently.
He's having a drink, is he? Okay. I'll give you a sec then, Josh. Gilles Sonneveld, it's Josh and Tom up here in the comms box. Can you hear us? Nobody's... Is he... Hello, Gilles, it's Josh and Tom up in the comms box. Can you hear us?
He can talk. I have given him permission.
Well, I'll tell you what, this only works with Ed, doesn't it? He's got all the power. One time we try and do it, no one turns up as it comes through. So, okay, there might be a slight tech issue there if we can't hear people.
No, he definitely can. I think he must just be off to get a drink. So.
Well, we'll tell you what, Tom. Let's talk about the next race coming up. Hamilton with victory here today. He has now got an amazing chance to wrap up the title in Bern, even before we go to our mystery race at the end of the year.
I'll remind you of the calendar, actually.
Fabulous.
If I try to find the button on the overlay. Give me a moment. There we go. Well, there
we go, yeah.
Bern. Next, which is in Switzerland. I'm not great at geography. I hope it's in Switzerland.
You are correct, yes.
That's always a fun track, that's for certain. Then it's the EERC Mystery Exclusive, which I don't know what that's going to be. I don't have permission to talk, says Gus Sonneveld.
Hello!
There was a problem with the mumble. I've just been suppressed by Pascal.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, it's Joshua Hamilton, for everyone now just talking to us. What a race you had, Josh, as well. I mean, that was some driving with you, and Gilles Sonneveld has also just joined us in the box as well. But, Josh, to you first. Any Code Brown moments in that race? It looked like you had it under control, but then you nerfed the wall.
Yeah, I did. if you're talking about the one where I just went head first into the wall, that corner was like messing with my eyes every lap. I couldn't see where the apex was, and then for that lap I thought the corner was a bit further down than it was. So I lifted for a little bit too long, and then I just saw the Armco come up. I'm like, yeah, I've done an error. It didn't cost me too much.
Did you have any suspension damage after that? Because we couldn't quite tell with this track.
Only very light if I did. It was more the nose, but I didn't feel like it affected me, to be honest. I was quite lucky, but it was a very, very stupid moment for myself.
Nonetheless, you were dominating that race. You were pulling at 1.10 second advantage. That came down, of course, at the end of the race. But you just clicked with this track, so you got a nice rhythm with it.
I was just running to the pace of the guys behind me. I weren't trying to extend the gap or anything too much because I just wanted that bank of energy, which at the end really came to my advantage as I was able to hold back at Sonneveld with being able to use a bit more in the attack mode, not lifting coast going on to the last lap. Like, second half of the last lap, there was really no lifting coast there, and we were just about where we needed to be for the energy on the line with that. But no, it was just basically managing the race from what others were doing.
You've got a commanding lead now in the Drivers' Championship. 2 races left, Bern and the mystery one. You could clinch the title in Bern. Have you started to think about it now?
Not necessarily with the obviously the drop
score.
Point. Yeah. So really, if we look at that and we assume that Sonneveld's going to have he's going to turn up and do great racing as he always does and finish high up, then really before this round I was 3 points behind. So how I see it now is I'm only just taking the lead now.
Right. Nice thinking about that, yeah.
One thing, Joshua.
Which one?
Yes, I was about to say, I said Joshua to avoid saying Josh, but anyway, Hamilton. Would there be a possibility of sort of strategically finishing further down the order in one of the races so you have to drop less points? If that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Would you take a dive, basically, to drop your worst result?
Then, for example, if I finish terribly next race, then I haven't got that buffer going into the last race. So I may as well not turn up at that point. But no, at the minute, we're quite comfy with this drop score system. Currently, our worst result is P3. So we have got a bit of a cushion in that way, a little bit less pressure, but there's always the lingering pressure of Sonneveld because he's very quick, and as long as he turns up, it's gonna be a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. Well, Joshua Hamilton, thank you very much. Championship leader going into the next couple of races as well. Good luck to you and Gilles Sonneveld.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having you again in the box. Gilles Sonneveld has been waiting patiently since I rudely dragged him in as well, and he disappeared. But I tell you what, my friend, 26th on the grid after a crash in qualifying to second in the race by 0.9 of the line. You are beyond a doubt one of the greatest esport drivers I've ever seen. How on earth did you manage that?
Well, I really hope to get that win, but yeah, Joshua really managed his energy really good. I had a couple moments with Nick Homewood that maybe cost me the win in the end. I don't know if it was on stream, but I've sent it in the second chicane and then I half spun, and of course the moment that I touched his rear into the hairpin, but I gave that position back. But yeah, those moments I think really lost me the win. But still, Joshua did an amazing job with getting the lead and just driving away. Yeah, in the end, I was really surprised to get that close. So yeah, I'm quite disappointed to not win. But if you see that I'm starting last, then I would have signed for a P2 year, definitely.
Well, as I said in the qualifying commentary, you might have had to take this one as your worst result, but fighting back for second place, I presume you are still going to consider taking Berlin, where you only got 14 points out of the order for drop points.
No, I won Berlin.
Oh, right, sorry.
I have Diria as my drop point because I wasn't there.
Yeah. Got it. Sorry, Ed has only just sent me the correct standings. Naughty Ed. Anyway, yeah. So so you're going to drop Diria still as your worst result.
Yep.
Are you confident that you can at least take third in the Drivers' Championship?
Yeah, without the top score, I'm third. Yeah. And I think with the drop score, I'm 1 point ahead because I came in here with 3 points ahead with the drop score. I also took the fastest lap, so I'm 38, and I think Joshua took 40, so that's 2 points. So I'm still in the lead by 1 point. So it's going to be really tight into Bern. And then, of course, into the mystery one. You
can always tell who the racing drivers are as well. They do more mental math than anybody up in this commentary box to work that out as well with the drop scores. Gilles, thank you very much. You can go and have a great one. Unless Tom's got anything to say. Forgot you were there, Tom. Sorry.
Yes. No, I haven't got anything to add, actually, for once. But,
that's good.
But very well done. Because regardless, that was a very, very good drive. And hopefully we speak to you after a win next week. In 2 weeks. Not next week.
Will be really nice.
It will indeed. Thank you, Gilles Sonneveld. Go and have a nice relax. You need it.
Yeah, I definitely need one, yeah.
And thanks, Gilles. Nick Homewood, are you receiving us? It's Josh and Tom will be in the comms box. Can you hear us?
I definitely can.
Thank you very much. And you finished third
I got
in
a
that
podium.
race. Well done.
It's taken long enough.
It was fantastic. So you've come back from the BTCC race. You got second, and now here in Formula E, you've got third. Come on, you're only missing one now. You need to take a win somewhere.
Oh, well, we nearly had third in the endurance as well.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I was going to mention that. So you had a fourth as well. So yeah, there you go then. Come on, you've got to get a win somewhere.
Oh, well, burn. Well, the mystery. Yeah, the mystery.
Ah, you've practiced that one, haven't you? You know what it is.
I do know what it is, but I haven't practiced it. That'd be unfair, wouldn't it?
Well, not really. That would be a brilliant genius advantage. Anyway, I must talk to you about the race, first of all. And the big one, I think me and Tom have both agreed on, is one, Earth happened down into turn 5 and 6 with Gilles Sonneveld behind you as well. He came out of nowhere because we were on your onboard. And then it seemed to be 6 of one, half a dozen the other when you came together and Sonneveld only got spinning.
I don't really. Was that the one in the chicane?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's half factor. So he went around the outside and kind of pulled in front of me a little. I wasn't expecting him to brake so hard. I don't think he was going to make the chicane otherwise. And in a bit of an R-factor moment, the cars got stuck together a little bit.
Oh dear.
Coming through the chicane. I couldn't get off them.
Oh god. Well, that's how Formula E cars are made, everyone. Anyway,
Exactly.
you're coming through. Gilles Sonneveld did mention a second incident as well, where apparently he nerfed you at the hairpin. Now we thought because you lost, we saw it on the timing screens that you lost so much time to Joshua Hamilton.
Mhm.
We thought you'd gone for an attack mode and missed it. But was it Sonneveld hitting you off the track?
He tapped me on the back and I had a pathetic little half spin.
So
but
that's what happened.
He let me back through.
Oh, very sporting. We've seen a lot of that today, actually.
So it's all good. All fair and love and more.
Fantastic. I want to get Jonathan Jones in for a second as well, but he's got his mic on mute, so I don't think I want to drag him in without doing anything, because he finished fourth in a great battle with yourself, actually, Nick, during that race.
It was fun. Got to watch it back now.
You really have, yeah. As Nick, you've got things here from Edward Hunter, who isn't with us in the comment box here today. He says, well, I hope that was a good race. I don't think he's seen it.
No. He's just also
yeah.
told us that he's a little bit too drunk. What is it
Ed?
with EERC and people being drunk too?
Oh, Chris is gone. Ed's gone as well. It's Nick. Do you remember what we were talking about pre-race? I think we're right.
Yep.
I hope that the mystery track is in the shape of Nick's head. Ed says as well. So there you go. There,
Definitely drunk then.
Ed, it really is, because Ed Hunter's joined the commentary box. Hello, Ed. You've picked a right one to miss.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You really have picked one of the best races of the year to miss. So naughty.
Well, I let you have all the fun, Josh. You can't say that I hug all the good ones.
It's very
well
kind
done,
of
by
you.
the way, Nick. Just
Thank
want
you.
to say.
Thanks very much.
And good job, Tom, as well, on the commentary.
Thanks very much.
Is that my birthday present then, going to lead the ERC Formula
Oh,
E
yeah, it's your
commentary?
birthday, isn't it? Oh,
It's
God, man.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. I should really get you something.
You should.
Considering we co-own a team together, I should
yeah.
really have planned ahead on that one.
Well, I've had some great ones as well. A great Formula E race and a great couple of wins we had in the BTCC race as well, which I'll be taking forever with me.
I'm not going to start singing for you, don't worry.
Oh, please do. I'm joking. And
We'll get the stream taken down.
Just
Probably will.
for hurting people's sensibilities and their
Possibly
ears.
so. But actually, this is great. Actually, we've got the entire team together. Right, 2 races left then, guys. Nick, Burton next up. One of your favourite tracks?
It's a very difficult track. I've driven it before, unlike most of them, so yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, I'm looking forward to turn 1 already. Tom, to you as well. First race here for Formula E in 6 months. You've joined the box 4 as well. What's been your take on season 5?
I haven't caught up with the majority of it. I have to
Just
say.
this one race.
But,
As an outsider.
This particular race has been very, very entertaining to watch. It's a very competitive league. I don't think the track particularly is suited to these Gen 2 cars. So I don't think we should particularly be excited to go there again, even though it delivered an incredible race.
A
It
lot
does
of them
concern me
retired,
the
yeah.
amount of
It was the
retirements
hardest
and
one
issues.
so far on energy as well, because if it's designed for the Gen 1 cars, they weren't regenning as much.
Yes,
yeah.
I definitely wouldn't I wouldn't say it's been a track that's particularly big enough or probably suited to the Gen 2 cars at all, but definitely an entertaining race, and looking forward to Burn now.
Well, I think that's got the same. If you think this one wasn't, then wait till you see Burn.
Well, at least it has actually had Gen 2 cars on it,
yes.
even though they've piled into each other at the chicane in real life.
I'm looking forward to Sonneveld coming from the back and just wiping everybody out like a torpedo. Ed, Burn next. We've both seen that race in Burn as well, where everything went wrong. What are you expecting there then? Absolute carnage? And how's your voice going to be? Because you're going to be back in the lead for that one in a couple of weeks.
Fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to seeing Joshua Hamilton and Heist Sonneveld fighting each other again, because I think they're the real two standouts for the championship, with maybe Pascal Leggett sneaking in if he can get a few more good rounds in there. But it's certainly looking like it's House under pressure, because he's got that one race that he missed, whereas Joshua has been a bit more consistent. His worst result of the season, I think, is a 4th place. So really, it's going to come down to that mystery round, and I think it's going to be between Josh and House. And it's hard to bet between the two, but it was great to see Josh come out on top today, because he just held on right at the end, and that's all of the race that I've seen.
Best bit. Well, actually, no, that's not the best bit. It's been a great race. Right, we're about out of time. We've run out of drivers. We've run out of pundits. Go on.
At the end of the next race, we will reveal the mystery race.
Oh, yes.
We'll have to have a little box that we get little bits of paper in it, and we pull it out, and then we announce it and make it seem random.
We'll have to get a comcam set
Well,
up. So you
FIFA
can
have
all
been
be
doing
on
that for
it.
years, so...
Oh,
I'll dress up as a magician.
Just
To be fair,
if you pull, oh, go on.
I said, to be fair, I'm already wearing the clothes as well, so but that could do it. I've got a top hat just alongside the commentary monitor here, so I can put that on if you like.
If you are pulling out of a hat, just don't pull out the Nordschleifer.
Oh my word! Could you energy saving? It'll be one lap race because everyone will just be out of energy before the end of it.
Down the straight,
That's if they don't crash into one another. Yeah.
That too. Actually, we should do an exhibition race, if I get my words out, for Formula E cars at the Nordschleifer. That I think could be fun. As season 6, there we go. That should be it.
Fun for the commentators, like suicide for the drivers.
Oh yeah, fantastically fun for us. Okay, I'm going to go around one of you now. Has anyone got any more points before we wrap up? I don't want to leave anybody empty-handed. Ed?
I just got here, and well, it's great to see racing Punta Del Este. It's a lot greener than I remember it being. Yeah. If I'm being honest, at the side of the track, I remember it being sandier than I saw on the stream. At least I saw like 3 seconds of qualifying before I had to get on the minibus to go home while inebriated, and I might still be slightly inebriated, but I don't know. But I thought I'd just say hello and be nice.
That's nice having you. Okay, Nick, anything from you?
No, I'm still happy.
That's good. Hasn't worn off immediately.
I'll milk this until the next round.
We probably score another podium, and if you don't win soon at one of these days as well, we're going to sack you.
Can Nick still win the championship? Is he too many points behind now?
Nick could still actually win the title.
I think he's like 5th now in the
right.
standings.
Easy, yeah, we'll go for that.
If you can drop, you're dropping Berlin because you scored nothing there, so yeah, you can still win it mathematically.
Okay, yeah.
But you're going to have to win the next 2 races to do it.
Easy peasy. Practice starts now.
Yeah, and you know the mystery track, so there you go. You can really go ahead for it.
Yeah, Nick was 6th going into this one, so I think Rankiewicz didn't score in the top 5 or so, so Nick will move up to 5th then, I think, overall, because he was just close enough, I think, to catch Milan. Possibly? I don't know.
Going to have to get the top scores sorted before the last race, otherwise it'd be a nightmare. Okay, Tom, back to my commentary partner for the night. Anything from you to round up on here today from your experiences? Going into the last couple of races, from this race alone, who are you going for?
Well, I think it'd be very difficult for Joshua Hamilton to throw it away at this stage. He's got a substantial lead in the championship. Of course, he needs to concern the drop point, unlike everyone else who in the championship fights who has had a clear round where they've sort of been off it, that they can really afford to drop. He hasn't had a round, so he'll be dropping the most points out of anyone, really, and that could come back to bite him.
Let's hope so, because that'd be a fantastic race for us to watch. Okay, we're out of time for round 5 here at Punta Del Este. Nice being back in Uruguay, as Ed said as well, but it has been a fantastic race and a grandstand finish once again. So, from myself, Joshua Birch, from Tom Dillon, from Nick Homewood, from Edward Hunter as well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time when we go racing on the 4th of May in Bern, Switzerland as well, where the title fight rages on once more. Good night to you all.